Good morning, Duncanville ISD. You all do not know how honored I was to be asked to stand up here and talk this morning. I am nervous, my hands are shaking, but I was honored to be asked. And partly because aside from graduation, Convocation is the second favorite time of the school year. I mean, think about it. It's kind of like New Year's for us. We get to come together, we get to see all our friends, there's music and dancing, and we come with set goals and aspirations to do better and to be better than we were the year before. For me, graduation is a reminder of my start here in Duncanville and the start of my story. See, I'm not from Texas, although I did get here as fast as I could. I'm actually a military brat, and so because of that, I've moved all over the world many, many times, and I never really had a home, so to speak. I went to 3 different high schools in 3 different states before graduating, and I ended up at a small teachers college in Kansas called Emporia State University. What? Somebody's heard of Emporia State? Woohoo! Go Hornets! Stingers up! About a month before I graduated from college, I landed a job in Dallas ISD. So imagine me, I'm 21 years old, bright-eyed and full of optimism. I'm packing up all of my things after graduation, coming to Dallas, Texas, a city I'd never lived in before, ready to shape kids' futures and change the world. My first year of teaching started the second semester of the 1999-2000 school year as a math teacher at Sarah Zumwalt Middle School in Dallas, Texas. Yeah, can you tell by that reaction? 21-year-old girl from Kansas. My first year of teaching was a learning experience indeed. But I would not trade that year for the world. That was the year I learned the value of building relationships with students. It was the year that I learned the impact that those relationships had on teaching and learning. I learned that kids are kids, no matter the zip code, no matter the socioeconomic status, and that they all need a champion. Somebody who believed that they can be successful, even if they didn't believe it themselves. It wasn't until the next school year that I joined the Duncanville family. And I remember coming into this same auditorium, seeing the lights and hearing the music, and watching all of these people up here on stage who genuinely acted as if they were happy to be working in this school district. And for me, having never experienced a convocation before, it was confirmation for me that I had found a home and that Duncanville ISD was where I was supposed to be. Yeah. And so that's why I'm so honored today that 18 convocations later, I'm standing on this same stage talking to you all this morning. And I don't feel any differently than I did on that day. Duncanville is still a part of who I am. So for those of you who are starting your Duncanville story with us this school year, and for those of you who are writing that final chapter of your story because retirement is right here around the corner this year, and for those of you who are somewhere in between, when you're looking at the pictures up here, when you're listening to the people that have been talking to you this morning, I want you to believe the hype. We are genuinely happy that we get to work in this school district. This is Duncanville. This really is us. The bulk of my time at Duncanville ISD happened right here at DHS as a counselor. And during that time, I was able to support students and their families, and even faculty members sometimes, just through the ups and downs and twists and turns that life takes us all on. I've been able to build meaningful relationships with so many people that have lasted for years. In fact, some of my former students are now my colleagues, and they're sitting out in the audience today. But as I reflected on my time at DHS, there's one student that stuck out to me. And it was because of the impact that working with him and his family had on my life. This is Justin. Justin came to us from Eagle Mountain Saginaw ISD his senior year of high school. And he moved back to live with Mom and her husband, who were both DHS alumni and still lived in the area. He moved back his senior year because he had been diagnosed with a terminal cancer. When I met this family, Justin's goal was clear. He wanted to finish high school. But not only that, he wanted to be able to go back to Saginaw and walk with the friends that he had made while he was there. So I knew what my mission was. My job was to support Justin in reaching his goal. And as you can imagine, it was a really tough senior year for this kid. But his DHS teachers and his homebound teachers worked above and beyond to support him academically so that he could meet his graduation requirements. And Justin worked diligently, even on the days where he just did not feel up to the task. And I remember when final senior grades were due and everything had been finalized, and I was able to pick up the phone and call his mother and say, "Miss Sharice, he did it. He finished." He was able to go back and walk with his friends in Saginaw High School. But unfortunately, on May 29th, 2012, Justin passed away. As a counselor, he was not the first kid that I had lost. But this one hit me hard. You don't get to work with a family in this capacity without forming some type of emotional bond with them. And school and home had worked together as a team, and we rallied around Justin to help him reach his goal. And we did. We got him there. I was able to attend Justin's funeral. And while there, I presented his mom and her husband with an honorary Duncanville High School diploma. And the look on her face, grief-stricken, tears running down her cheeks, was joy. Joy in seeing her baby's name written across a diploma from a high school that she and her husband held so dear. And although Justin left us 6 years ago, his mother and I still keep in touch with each other from time to time. As a matter of fact, she and her husband are with us in the audience today. You guys go ahead and stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. and Mrs. Grissom. Don't go, wait. I just want to take a minute, just a quick minute, to publicly thank you. Thank you both for trusting that Duncanville ISD would do their very best to support your student. And Miss Sharice, I just want to thank you for sharing your baby with me and just letting me share just a little bit of our story with them out there today. So just wanted to thank you. Thank you both.
That does like cancer shots.
Thank you. Thank you so much. See, y'all, it's not about the fact that Justin wanted to go back to Saginaw and walk with his friends. Once a Panther, always a Panther. That's Duncanville. That's us. I often tell people that I grew up in Duncanville ISD, and even though I'm not even from Texas, it really is true. I've spent more time in this school district than I've ever spent anywhere. But I didn't just grow up in age while I've been here. I've grown up professionally in this district as well. When I made the decision to start seeking out opportunities to grow and develop in the area of leadership, I didn't have to look very far. The support that I was given from colleagues who were already in campus leadership positions and the professional development that I received from district leadership, it was invaluable to me. I was able to participate in the district's Inspiring Leadership Academy, and I was also supported by the district to participate in Region 10's Leadership Academy. But it wasn't just about the PD. The mentorship that I've received from campus leadership and district leadership, and those informal conversations that have provided me with little nuggets of wisdom, all of those things have shaped me into the leader that I am today. So much so that by the grace of God, I'm able to stand in front of you all as the proud principal of Pace High School. And I still... And I'm still bright-eyed and full of optimism, ready to shape kids' futures and change the world. And I'm just crazy enough to believe I can do it. Kids like Deontay. Some of you may remember Deontay. Deontay transferred to Pace from DHS when he was diagnosed with a brain tumor. And when he got to Pace, those teachers loved on him. They supported him academically. They encouraged him when he went through his treatments. And they celebrated with him when he did finally get his high school diploma. But Deontay is not the only success story. Among us, we have helped to write thousands of student success stories. And as we start the 18-19 school year, we're going to have the opportunity to help write thousands more. So as we transition in a little while from this room to another area of the building, and we're fellowshipping with each other, and we're eating on some good barbecue, I urge you all to reflect on some of the elements of our district's values. The ones that say that students are our first priority, and that we value them and their families and each other and this community, and that every single one of us in this room contributes to our student success. And as you go back to your campuses and your different departments and you're putting those finishing touches on the final preparations for this upcoming school year, I challenge you that when you walk into work on August 15th, you do so bright-eyed, full of optimism, ready to shape kids' futures and change the world, because we can. Because this is Duncanville. This is us. Thank you.